And welcome to another Adventures in Eagle Territory. My name is Tiffany Plone, and today we are going to be talking about eagle digestion. And so, as I was sitting here, I wasn't quite sure how we should find out about eagle digestion, if we should go spy on some eagles and see what they eat, but you know, I was given something that I think is much better. I was given an eagle lunch menu, and so I figured we would take a look at that. So, we got some rabbit here and some fish. Ooh, we got rat. Take a look at that. But I think we got a better idea. So, have any of you ever heard of a pellet? So pellet is actually what a raptor coughs up about 24 hours after they have eaten something. So a pellet looks like this. This is what a bird coughed up about 24 hours later. And most of us have heard of an owl pellet. An owl pellet looks like this, and when you were a kid, you probably dissected it. And you probably got something like this. And so this was an owl pellet that looked like this to begin with. It was taken apart, separated, and inside you could actually find every bone of what that owl ate. And so you could separate the fur and put together what they possibly ate. And some kids are still doing that today, which is a lot of fun. But we're here to talk about eagles. And so this is actually an eagle pellet. I'm not sure from which one of our birds. We get quite a few of these, if you can imagine. But we're going to take this apart. And so something that's very different about eagle pellets, that there's nothing in them. And so as I'm taking this apart, you can see it's fur and more fur. Yum. And so the reason why it's so different compared to the owl pellet that we saw here is because eagle and owl's digestive system is different. Even though they both cough up a pellet at the end of the day, or I should say at the beginning of the day, it's a great way to start your day, it is very different. And so a pellet is made of everything that bird could not digest. Owls cannot digest fur, feathers, or bone. Eagles can digest bone. In fact, they have such a harsh stomach acid, they can digest bone as thick as your thumb. And so they can digest much bigger bones than something like an owl can. Now, that being said, with this very strong stomach acid, it does get them into trouble at times. And so that also means that they can digest something like heavy metals, like lead. And so, for instance, I'm going to tell you a quick story. There was an eagle that was brought here several years ago. This eagle was found injured outside, brought to the National Eagle Center. We don't do any rehabilitation here, but our education director, Scott Mayhews, was looking to get a transportation up to the Raptor Center at the University of Minnesota. In the process of waiting for that transportation to come, unfortunately, that bald eagle passed away. Now, when the Raptor Center did come to pick up that bird, we wanted to make sure that we knew what happened to this eagle that caused it to pass away so quickly. And so when they brought it up, they actually took this out of the eagle's stomach. This is part of a lead fish sinker. And so what happened was that this eagle was out fishing, it caught a fish, inside that fish was a piece of that sinker, and when that eagle ate the fish, it ate the sinker as well. Their digestive system ate up those scales, ate up that bone, and also took that lead. So unfortunately, that eagle did not make it. Now, an eagle, you might say, well, that's a pretty big chunk of lead. That probably takes a long time to happen, but that's not true. In fact, if you were to take a penny and look at a penny, and of course, who's on the penny? Abe Lincoln. If you were to look at a penny and look at Abe Lincoln and just look at his nose, it takes a piece of lead that big, just as big as Lincoln's nose on a penny, to kill an eagle in just a few days. It doesn't take much lead at all. Their stomach is so strong, they can actually break down that lead and it gets distributed throughout their bloodstream and actually attaches to their neurological system, and that's what causes them to go down so quickly, unfortunately. However, we have a great program here at the National Eagle Center to help teach people about lead, and that's called Fishing on the Refuge. Every summer, we offer free fishing to kiddos and their parents or guardians. And in fact, we talk about lead-free tackle, and we even send you home with some. So this is given to us by one of our sponsors, and so we are able to send home each kid that comes and learns about lead and gets to have some fun free fishing time out on the refuge here at the Mississippi at the National Eagle Center. They even get to leave with some knowledge and free lead tackle. Well, I hope you guys learned something, and I really want to thank you so much again for joining us for another Adventures in Eagle Territory.